Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hi everybody. Vicky's doing the med checks. Vicky's coming around with meds, ladies and gentlemen. Please be prepared to take your meds. This is day 2 of Just Water July. Sorry, John. Can I get a consensus in the chat? Should I be drinking raspberry or lemonade this morning? Raspberry or lemonade? Me too, Courtney. Me too, baby. Me too. I don't want to mix them. I need 2 days worth. 2 days worth. Yes, Vicky will come back tonight. I know, a raspberry lemonade. I feel like the raspberry might be a lemonade. Should we try it? I don't know. I think we can mix them in the future. We can mix in the future. Let's do one at a time so that I know if I like it. Otherwise, I won't know which one I like. Right? Raspberry today, lemonade tomorrow. I think that's probably a good way to do it. This is electrolyte powder and it contains magnesium and vitamin C. So much vitamin C, baby. So I'm going to put it into my water shaker, shake it up, and then pour it into my iced cup. We have to get going on court, though, Paisley. Stop thinking about hydration. Start thinking about court, because I'll tell you why. I want to finish this case before I have to leave. What is it called? It's called members only setup for some reason. It's not members only anymore, but it is the setup that we use. That's not the video that we want, you stupid lady. Don't call yourself stupid, kids. Okay. Is this it? Maybe? I think it is. Pretty sure it is. We're going to slow it down.
Citation went to the
Judge? First of all, the judge likes to sit in the corner. Okay? He wants to. There's nothing we can do about it. Secondly, the lady is absolutely getting her hair done during this thing, and the dude is lying down.
to the process server in January. So anyway, both parties have probably been done.
I think I turned it on to half speed before he's gotten to the right one. So we're going to let it... I'm going to skip 10 seconds. 30 seconds.
The begin date would be January 5, 2024 to the present. So those are the agreements, Your Honor. The disagreements are, first of all, geographic restriction. My understanding is mom is not wanting a geographic restriction. My understanding, dad is requesting geographic restriction to the state of Texas. And then my understanding, mom is wanting supervised visitation. My understanding, dad would be willing to accept step-up visits, but he's asking that not include supervised visitation. I believe mom is going to allege drug use, so I'll let her tell the court about that. Also, I call the court's attention to what I know I can verify. There is a 2008 conviction for possession of marijuana under 2 ounces. I can give the court that cause number if the court would like, or I could save it. There was a 2014 conviction for felony level marijuana. Sorry, it was a 2015 is when the conviction was actually, it was a 2014 case. And there was a 2017 conviction for felony possession group 1.
Felony possession 1, Bill. That's what he said. You said shaken, not stirred. Thank you so much. Also, I think YouTube Daddy has finally figured out about money, because Bill has shot to the top of the list. Finally, the crown takes into account more than just how long you've been in the chat, which I love, but I do believe they are tweaking it. Also, this looks pretty good. You have to keep in mind I have very bright lights in front, but it's very pink to my eye. And so let's see how it tastes. I'm sure my face is going to look like I don't like it, because I want sugar. That's the truth. But let's see. Day two of Just Water July. Yay. It's not tart. I would like it to be tart. If I'm not going to have something super sweet, I want it tart, you know?
I don't know which substance it was, but it was a small amount, but it was the penalty group that made it a felony. Anyway, but I'll let the court, or I'll let the mom tell more about that. I think that's pretty much what I have. And the child is obviously younger in this case, so I imagine that might be a factor as well.
All right, well, let's get some testimony from the parties. Let's get some history. I need some job information history from the father. But based on 3 convictions, Mr. Diamond, I'm probably this probably going to end up being a temporary order. I may end up being appointed ad litem from the child, and I'm probably looking at drug testing. But I need to see what's going on here. Let's see what kind of relationships they've been having since the child was born. Let's find out how often the dad has seen the child. And again, I want to find out some information about Jad's employment history, because again, the judge is not crazy about minimum wage presumption when nobody's making minimum wage in Bell County anymore. I've tried to find, it's hard to find someone who's not getting minimum wage who's not a weight person and also getting minimum wage plus steps. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess I should have made the court aware. Mr. Creer had a business.
Mikey from the Shadow Realm. Well, first of all, we will follow you to the depths of the Shadow Realm, Mikey. But I'll remind everybody, just like I did yesterday, please go check out Mikey's court videos. He's been shadow banned to the Shadow Realm by YouTube Daddy. We know how he be. Also, Mikey, I noticed a change to the XP system. Seems to be actually taking into account donos, so that's interesting. Also, did I hear right that you have 3 shows today, including one tonight to occupy our lovely friends? Because I won't be live tonight, remember. So I think we're blessed with Coffin Wars. Yeah, how exciting is that? Also, Just Water July. This is the raspberry water. I should just be drinking plain water. Hi, Sherry? Question mark. We need you, Mikey.
For a while. My understanding is that he lost it, and he's currently unemployed. But yeah, I can get that information from Mr. Creer, Your Honor.
All right, then. Well, let's find out what's going on, and let's see whether or not I needed to appoint an attorney to represent the child and make recommendations along with ordering drug testing. So, and that's for both, folks. When I order drug testing, I order for everybody. So just to cover the bases. So let's see if that's going to be necessary. Let's find out what you guys have been doing, and whether or not we can make this a final order tonight, this evening, one way or the other. So at this time, I need both of y'all to turn on your videos if you can, and unmute yourselves and raise your right hands, please.
That's my left hand. You have me all confused. 2 today, 3 tomorrow. Perplexed Paisley. Trademark. New channel. Just me being fucking perplexed. Which is pretty much this channel. Anyways, first of all, let's just pay attention. She's getting her hair done, and the guy's about to show up to court where he's fighting for the rights to be a father, and he can't even be bothered sitting up.
Okay. Okay, please. Thank you. All right. Do both of you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're both officially on the oath. I'll guide loudly state to call you both as witnesses, and we'll take it from there. Thank you. You may call your first witness, Mr. Diamond. You can put down your hand, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Cheney, will you state your full name, please?
You muted, ma'am.
Jocelyn Nicole Cheney.
And who is the child that we're here on?
Ava Brielle Cheney.
Begging your pardon, Your Honor. I'm looking at my documents. I realize I do not have the. No, I do have the genetic test results. All right, sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. And who's her father?
Tyrone Greer.
Your Honor, I have not sent this to Miss Molina, but if I could share my screen, this would be stage one.
All right. Go ahead and share your screen and send it over to Belinda, and we'll put it in the file once we're through with the hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, I would offer what's been marked a DNA test that's been marked as stage one, or DNA test report that's been marked as that will be marked as stage one.
You're going to magnify that a little bit. I can't read that fine print. So,
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
all right. All right, I got it. Thank you. All right, folks, this is the state's documentation from the DNA paternity analysis. Is there any reason the state's one should not come in evidence at this time? I'll start with you, Mr. Rear.
No, I agree with it.
All right, ma'am, any objection? Ms. Cheney.
No, sir.
All right, stage one's going to be admitted. Stage one shows that Mr. Greer cannot be excluded as a biological father of the child before this court. Probability is well within the 99.999 that's required by state law. This was 999.9999998 with a combined paternity index over 5 billion to 1. The court will so find that he is the biological father, and I'll allow the state, and this is admitted in evidence, I'll let the state proceed with the next question. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Miss Cheney, you heard the judge's speech this morning that as far as the child's name, especially when they're young, typically what he'll do is he'll go the mother's last name hyphen the father's last name, which would be Cheney hyphen Career. Do you have any objection to that?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's talk about the rest of this. How would you does Mr. Career have a relationship with Ava?
No, sir. He's only met her once.
Okay, and when did he meet her?
April of this year.
And let's talk about that meeting. How long or where was the meeting, first of all?
Chick-fil-A here in Temple. It lasted about an hour.
Okay, and how did it go?
It went decent. It went fine.
Okay. And I think you probably heard me tell.
Hold on, she sounds like she's talking about a bad first date. It was a Chick-fil-A. It lasted about an hour. It was decent. It was fine. I was expecting to go to a sit-down place like Olive Garden, but, whatever.
the judge. My understanding is that you would like supervised visitation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and my understanding is that Mr. Creer in a minute here is going to tell the court that he has no problem with doing step-up visits to get to know the child a little better, but he's opposed to uh, the supervised visits. So why are you asking for supervised visits, Ms. Cheney?
Because I don't know him well enough, and also with a history of drugs, that's not something that I have around my children.
You just have it around your pussy. Then don't fuck people you don't know. The simple fucking equation here. I'm sorry. You had a baby with him. You do know him. And if you don't, you need to get to know him. That's on you, ma'am. That is on you. Like, and if marijuana is the only drugs we're talking about here, come on. Get fucked. Seriously. Also, I find it rude to be sitting getting your hair done. Ask the girl to take a break while you sit properly. And you too, Tyrone. Sit up.
So I don't feel comfortable with allowing him to have her by himself.
Okay. Has Mr. Creer ever admitted drug use to you?
No,
Have you observed him using drugs?
no.
Okay, so I'm aware of several convictions. The most recent was in 2017, at least that I'm aware of. I'm guessing, were you aware of those convictions as well?
I was never aware of those convictions, but I know he went to jail twice in 2023 for drugs.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Public knowledge. Nothing that he's admitted to me.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the deal, ma'am. You can't testify to general public knowledge. That's called hearsay. You either have to have be an eyewitness to it, or the other person has had to tell you. Obviously, yeah, the court's going to probably deal with it no matter what. But again, don't testify to something you weren't a witness to. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the question would be, is there any other evidence that you could point the court to other than what people that are not here today have said? So something that Mr. Creer has said would work. Something that somebody else said probably would not work unless there are certain circumstances.
No.
Okay. All right. And what city do you live in, Miss Cheney?
Temple, Texas.
And do you know what city Mr. Creer lives in?
Colleen, I think. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
So, and normally a visit would be at your residence, but my understanding is you would ask for the visit to be at a public place. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And why would you like that?
I feel safer in a public place than him being in my house.
Okay.
The lawyers, the judge, and Paisley are all rubbing our heads like, what in the fuck, ma'am? This was not immaculate conception. Where did y'all fuck? That's what I would be asking. Also, hi, Gecko Chaser. Welcome back to the KCC crew. Members only on Sundays. Usually. Thank you so much for the support. We love that.
Has he ever been violent towards you?
No.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the geographic restriction. My understanding is that Mr. Creer
Hey,
is
wait,
going
Mr. Diamond, this is going to be a temp. Folks,
Yes, sir.
I don't mean to jump in like this and jump, but I've heard enough here that tells me I'm not going to be able to finish this up today because at the end of this hearing, I'm going to give the baby a lawyer and let the lawyer complete their investigation and come back and tell the court what they are requesting. Because again, I want a neutral third party that actually knows the circumstances a little bit better than I get from the courtroom. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent the child, and that party is going to have to at least, visit with both of y'all, plus even perhaps visit y'all's homes to make sure everything is above board and safe, and make recommendations for their client going forward. So again, this is going to be a temp order, folks. So I'm not going to get into geo restrictions. My understanding is the dad's requesting the state of Texas, but here's the deal, ma'am. It's considered to be in the child's best interest that both parties be around to raise the child. So I will have to know a reason why the court should not, or at least the child to remain in Texas so that the father can be a part of the child's life going forward. So that's something I'll definitely look at, but I'll save that for the final hearing, folks. But at this time, I'll go ahead and let the state finish with the questions they have at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so let's talk about the financial side of this case. Do you have health insurance available for Ava through an employer?
No, sir, just do Medicaid.
Yes, ma'am. And then my understanding is, at least for now, I believe I say correctly that it's an agreement. The agreement would be to set his wages based off of minimum wage. Is that something that's acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I believe I actually incorrectly told the court that Mr. Creer has one child. I think he actually has two children. Is that, you aware of how many other children he has?
He has 3 total.
3? Making $7 an hour? Yeah, and also how much? Who's paying for the braids? Oh. Good Lord. Good Lord. But a guardian ad litem is the right thing to do here. Okay, we have to keep going. We have to keep going. I can't keep talking.
Okay, well, I guess I need to ask him. Okay, 3 total, so that's, yeah, 1 and 2 out. All right, so the numbers I have, 182 on the child support and 19 on the medical, at least for this temporary order. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
And then also my understanding, the retroactive support that he would owe the total amount, $3,458, and he would be ordered to repay $68 a month. Are those numbers acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I think probably the last thing I need to ask you, it would facilitate things if I can give the attorney ad litem your contact information, but I have to have your permission to do so. So may I provide the attorney ad litem your contact information so they can get in touch with you?
Yes.
All right, I appreciate it, Ms. Cheney. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Cheney, be back in just one moment, ma'am. I'll go ahead and let the state call the other witness, and we'll take it from there. Call your next witness then, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Mr. Creer. Will you say your full name, sir?
Tyrone Trent Career.
Okay, and it's the same questions as you, Mr. Creer. The first one is, as you heard, judge typically will make the child's name mother-father. So that would be Ava Cheney-Career. Do you have any objection to that?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, appreciate that, Mr. Creer. All right, let's talk about the visitation. So first of all, my understanding is that you're not in agreement with supervised visits. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I hate to interrupt again. Ms. Greer, you understand, I'm not sure if the state went over with you this information, but the first sets of visitation as far as the break-in visits are concerned, the first 6 steps are usually supervised at a minimum, and a lot depends on the age of the child also. But you understand that the first set of visitation is with either the custodial party being present or her designated agent. Did you know that, sir?
Yeah, I agree with like that stance, but the way the understanding I was getting be like me, her, and then another third party just sitting there like a booklet watching me. That's what I don't agree on. But I agree on like somebody from her side or somebody she appointed from her side to be there. I'm a total agreement with that point.
Okay, again, sir, like again, it's always that first level is restricted. It's usually for 4 hours, but this child's such a young age that might be a little long for that child of that age. But again, it's either going to be mom or her designated agent. But we'll go over that later. I just want to make sure you understood that the first level is a supervised visit. So you may proceed with the questioning, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Creer, what city do you live in?
Saline, Texas.
And my understanding is you'd be willing to agree to a geographic restriction for the state of Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, So there was testimony a minute ago that you've only seen the child one time. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
That's correct.
Okay. How did that visit go?
It wasn't good. Okay.
Okay. And I take
What meal did you have? Oh, Sir Philip, you're so sweet. I do need a coffee, but I am torturing myself for July. It's quote unquote just water July, so I'm trying to drink low sugar drinks, and turns out my coffees are mostly cream and sugar. But I thank you so much, because I will put that $5 towards something else that will go in my mouth. Thank you. Hi Devin, hope you're doing well. And is he lying down, or is he just angled weird? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
it you would like to be more involved with your daughter's life.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's talk about the finances, and then I'll ask you about the criminal history. So first of all, my understanding, the agreement would be, well, let me start off with this. I think you have 2 other children. Is that correct? Besides Ava?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, and then my understanding is we would at least for the temporary order, set your wages off of minimum wage. And the child support would be $182 a month, and the medical would be 19. Are those numbers acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. And let's talk a little bit now more about your work. So currently unemployed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What,
I had a moving business. Go ahead.
no, please go ahead, sir.
I had a moving business. I was up and running, but I fell behind on like my DOT certifications and the insurances. So I'm not able to run that as I am now. So right now I just do oddball jobs. Like mainly I work with referring as a lawn cutting service. So I'll be doing that.
Did he say eyeball jobs? I think he said oddball jobs, but at first I thought he said eyeball jobs, and I was like, who is paying this guy to touch their eyes?
Right now.
Okay, sir. So you say you lost your DOD certification?
DOT, like in the insurances,
Oh,
to
DOT.
be able.
Okay.
What was that? You
So I'm sorry. I thought you said DOD, so I thought you were maybe doing moving on post. Oh yeah. Okay. Never mind. Sorry. Thank you. You may proceed with the next question, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, and then also my understanding, the retroactive child support, the total amount $3,458 with a court ordered repayment of $68. Were those numbers acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, again, same question to you. May I share your contact information with the attorney ad litem, because it'll help speed things up if I can.
Yes, sir.
Okay, appreciate that. All right, so let me ask you, what I have, like you heard me tell the court, I believe there was a 2008 conviction. I think it was a misdemeanor level marijuana case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then I believe there was the 2014 case, 2015 conviction for, I'm guessing it would have been a state jail level. It looks like marijuana between 4 ounces and 5 pounds. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the last thing that I have that I'm aware of, 2017 conviction for, I don't know what the substance was, but it is a felony level possession. Is that correct as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm not showing anything else. It doesn't necessarily mean I have it all, but were you convicted of something in 2023 or more recently?
I'm on probation.
What are you on probation for?
Was a felony charge. I had an edible. I don't know if it fall under what kind of substance that would fall under.
Okay. Uh,
bleeding Canadian weed loving heart. A felony for an edible? Oh, folks, you understand that there are drunk drivers in Texas that don't get felonies. It's not cool, man. Somebody needs to explain to Texas that weed ain't that bad.
When did you plead to the probation?
Just started that in January. I want to say February this year.
Yes, sir. And how long is the term of your probation?
8 years.
Okay. Are you aware of any I'm guessing the answer is probably no, but I'll just ask, are you aware of any types of terms that would limit your ability to be around your daughter?
No, that's why like right as of right now I'm not allowed to leave outside of Bell County or Washington County. That's why I want to have the Texas restrictions on there so I can at least have a way to get to her and whatnot.
All right, so what's a major city in Washington County? I've heard that. Where's that?
Brenham.
Okay, all right, there you go. I know I've heard of it, so yeah. On
Yeah.
my way to law school, I went to school in Houston, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, you passed
through
through
time, so yeah, thank you.
the
Yeah,
first county in Texas. That's what they call themselves.
okay. All right, then, thank you, sir. All right, next question, Mr. Diamond.
I think
I
that's
got a question, sir.
The judge said, "What is the main town in that county?" And he said, "It's Brennan." And the judge said, "Oh, I would have driven past it on my way to law school. I went to law school in Houston." And then the guy said they called themselves the first county in Texas. Oh my God. Do you know, it's like when you pass over and you understand a foreign language. I feel like I'm past that point now. I understand.
Are you do you have to undergo drug testing through your probation?
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you had a drug test through your probation?
Last month.
All right. Will you authorize the ad litem also to by signing off on documentation to get in all drug testing you have through probation?
Yes, sir.
All right then. And what kind of drug testing do you have? Was it urinalysis, hair follicle, fingernail, what?
It was a urinalysis.
Okay. All right. And was it negative, sir?
Yes, sir. It was negative.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I may order both of y'all to take hair follicle, but yeah, but I'm definitely got to set up an ad litem on this one. So I'll let you proceed with any other questions you have, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
I don't know that I have anything else, Your Honor.
Okay. All right then. All right. Anything on redirect to the mother?
Not from me, Your Honor.
All right, folks, I don't want to keep y'all here all day. So especially since I kind of sort of made up my mind here, what we're going to do. Again, I got a lot of questions. I don't have a copy of Mr. Career's information from his more recent probation. I'll have the ad litem get that from Bell County. That's not going to be a major problem. I'll also get in all information from the probation as far as drug testing is concerned. And
He's making his ruling now, the judge is. He's gonna get an ad litem for the child. So the child, I like John's joke earlier, an attorney for the child. What did the child do? Well, nothing in this case except be born to two idiots, allegedly, in my opinion. Anyways, the judge is gonna check in. He's gonna have him sign releases so that probation can communicate with the ad litem. And the judge is about to tell us what the visitation schedule will be. Let's see. Also, how do you have 3 kids and make $7 an hour? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm being real. How do you do that? How do you do it? Can somebody tell me? Is there a fucking trick I'm not knowing? Is there a coupon code that I've missed?
I'll leave it up to the and I'll talk to the ad litem and see whether or not he feels like that would be be appropriate to go ahead and order a hair follicle for both of y'all. And if I do, it'll be on my dime for now, and I will use the any tests now out of Harker Heights to get that done. I'm not sure if they got. I don't think they have a place in the Temple, ma'am, but they do. Will get it done. I like the any lab. Is it any test, any lab now, whatever the name of the company is. I like them, and they are. And I know there's one in Harker Heights that's open till noon on Saturday, so that way you can get around going there. They're open Monday through Saturday, so that usually works for me to get people there and to get it done. The old place I used to have used to be closed on Saturdays and Sundays, so that made it hard for a lot of people to get there.
Now he's just mumbling about where the guy is going to take his test and that they're now open on the weekends. I mean, in Canada, you do get benefits per child. I don't think it maxes out. Like, I think every kid that you have, you get paid per kid. I don't really know. I only ever had one kid. Humble brag.
But I'm looking at, I'll look at doing them. I'm looking at going ahead and appointing Mr. Brimhall on this one, Mr. Diamond, as the attorney ad litem for the child. Again, ma'am and sir, he doesn't represent you. Either one of you represents the baby and it represents her best interest. I'm going to, for the time being, look at naming you both temporary joint management servitors. I'll have to make sure that that conviction doesn't affect that, sir. It shouldn't, but it may. But I'll save that for final. For right now, I'm looking at making y'all both temporary joint management servitors. I'm gonna have the state throw in the standing order. Bell County has a standing order what parties can and can't do while something is pending, while their case is pending concerning their kids. It's really more it's an injunction, what it really is. But it has a bunch of things, you know, don't call up each other, cursing them out. Don't try to take the child out of the state of Texas. All kinds of things like that are in that order, and that's not my order, folks. That's my boss's order, or my boss is. All the district judges to sound off on that. So any SAPSR, divorce, any case involving children and divorce and property going through Bell County has to have this order in there. And this is involving children, so so it's going to be in your order also. I'm looking at doing a temporary order based on the minimum wage presumption. I'm going to hold in abeyance the final order to the final orders on the retro child support, but it sounds like it's probably that's what it's going to be. But I'm going to go ahead and do a temporary order to child support, and that's going to start the first day of August. We just missed July 1, obviously, so it's going to start the first day of August. What was the cash medical amount that the state was requesting, Mr. Diamond?
It's 19, Your Honor.
Okay, $19 in the cash medical and child support amount again.
182, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's with 2 children out and 1 child in, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right then.
Respectfully, Your Honor, the retro, he was previously employed, so that retro, most of that is time while he was employed. So I would
Okay,
ask.
let's go ahead and make that final then, and we'll go ahead. I thought it was a higher amount. It sounded like employment, but I wasn't sure. But let's go ahead. We'll make that the final order. We'll do the retro and the repayment as agreed to, as requested by the state. We'll get that all taken care of. And the temporary order, I'm looking at the visitation, ma'am and sir, is the break-in visits. First level is always this baby's not even 1 yet, right? No, she just turned.
Sure.
So
She's gonna be 18 months.
She's 18 months. She's 18 months.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to be 19 months. So all right. So the standard is usually 4 hours from some on Saturdays or Sundays from 1 to 5. And it's usually, like I said, the minimum is when people live in the same county is usually 6 visits. But until we get back and get everything situated and the ad litems on board, that's what I will make the temporary visitation to be. And like I said, it's supervised visitation, sir, from 1 to 5. And I'll ask both of y'all what weekend day of the week works best for y'all, Saturdays or Sundays? And I'll start with you, ma'am, Saturday or Sunday?
Sundays.
All right, so Sunday work for you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do Sundays from 1 to 5. Ma'am, here's the deal. Is there a location that you prefer to do this at? Yeah, and again, you got to be there for 4 hours. So yeah, it's got to be someplace. You can't go to Mickey D's for 4 hours. Okay, so I'm sorry, and otherwise you'll still spend your entire child support amount. Okay, for the month. So. And I'm pretty sure the 18-month-old is probably not in the McDonald's yet. So is there?
Oh, Judge, You're so innocent. In America, I think that they probably are. And secondly, isn't Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays? I thought that was their their gimmick, that they're closed on Sundays. So that rules out McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. Oh no. Also, I have a question. You know, we're talking about how visitation is really long for a kid of 4 hours because the kid's only 18 months old. Well, how long is this braiding gonna take? And where's the kid during that? Are they visiting with somebody else for that entire period of time or what? I have questions.
Spot that you have for the visitation, ma'am?
My parents' house is fine, or even his parents' house is fine, whichever.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, y'all, I'll make it either of the parents' location. But ma'am, I'm gonna leave that up to you to set that up. And sir, again, this coming Sundays, ma'am, this is his first visitation coming up, okay?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
y'all
Yes,
just
sir.
get on that. So let's make but I'm gonna go ahead and let you tell him you gotta let him know at least 48 hours in advance which location it's gonna be at. Check with his parents, check with your parents, and see who's available this Sunday. I don't want to mess with older people my age, African American people who go to church on Sundays. Okay, so find out who could be there at 1 o'clock and do it 1 to 5 and give him advance notice. I'm going to put you both on the parenting app. There's a free app out there. It's called App Close, APPCLOSE. It's free, ma'am. You have to set it up and then send him an invitation to join it. So, but I want y'all communicating exclusively in it. It has texting, it has FaceTime, it has everything. Okay. So, but again, it's App Close, APPCLOSE. So don't text each other for on the child support. I mean, on the anything dealing with the visitation, custody, and anything like that. Everything dealing with the child needs to go through App Close. And like I said, you can do the text messaging and everything through it, please. And that way, if somebody says, if we ever get into that, he said, she said, the attorney ad litem could get a copy from App Close, and we'll find out who did what and when they did it. All right. So anyway, because I've actually seen people bait each other, and I get the email that shows everybody going crazy on each other, but I didn't get I mean the text message where everybody start cursing each other out, but I didn't get the 3 text messages earlier where the other person was goading him into doing that. So yeah, so that's why I like using App Close. Okay. All right. So
Yes, sir.
all right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and like I said, I'm going to make this attempt. I'm going to go ahead and appoint Isaac Brimhall to be your child's lawyer. He will, your contact information will be given to him, ma'am and sir. We're coming up on a 4-day weekend, so don't be surprised if he doesn't get with y'all until sometime next week, but he will get in contact with you and he'll set up the appointment. With a child this young, he may just want to do a walkthrough of the house, ma'am, on as far as a Zoom type telephonic one, but he has the option, since y'all both are local, of actually coming to visiting your locations to make a determination on how safe it is and what it looks like going forward as far as the visitation is concerned, and he'll make recommendations on that. And sir, like I said, he'll check with your probation, he'll check with the court file, and he'll get all the information. And I'm going to go ahead and uh, I'm gonna go ahead and order drug testing, but I'm gonna allow the ad litem to set it up if he feels like that's after he does his initial investigation, that's in his client's best interest, and he'll let you know the time and place to go get your drug testing done. But like I say, it'll be at any test now in Harker Heights, Texas, and he'll let y'all set up the time, but he'll prepay for everything and get that set up and done. Judge just said a mouthful, so I'm going to start with you, sir. Questions?
No, sir, no questions.
All right, Ms. Cheney, any questions now?
No, sir.
All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, let Mr. Brimhall get to work on this. I want to set this for a pre-trial, and I'm gonna set it up on a general docket about sometime in late August. I'm probably just I'll see when Mr. Brimhall's already gonna be in court the last couple of weeks of August, or that first week in September, and I'm gonna set y'all up for a pre-trial and maybe a final hearing based on his recommendations at that time. But if he thinks I need a special setting for you guys where y'all can tell you to come in and testify for an hour and a half is necessary, he'll let me know and we'll set it up as a special setting, or we'll do it as a final hearing at on a general docket date. But for right now, does anybody, I'll
You're
let them
Miss
know.
Walker's, beg your pardon, Miss Walker's ahead of us. She has him coming in on August the 26th.
Okay. All right then, folks. I'm gonna set y'all for pre-trial on August the 26th, 9 a.m. Y'all get out of here kind of rapidly. Y'all won't be here till 1 o'clock that day, but unless there's an agreement to get everything done that date, okay?
Okay.
All right. So anyway, folks, that's gonna be the temporary order. Again, the gentleman's name is Isaac Brimhall. So if somebody named Isaac calls you and say you don't know who the heck is this, he's your baby's lawyer, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, then I'll go ahead and let the state prepare that order at one final time. Any questions, Mr. Career?
No, sir.
Okay, Ms. Cheney.
No, sir.
And I hope you tell your hairdresser, I hope they're having a good time behind you there, man. So this is not the first time this has happened during one of my hearings. So
I'm sorry. I didn't know how long it was gonna be. I had already made an appointment. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, believe me, I've dated enough, and I remember my mom too. So yeah, don't mess with my hairdresser appointment, okay? I got it. All right, anything else, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor, if the parties could be excused, we've got a new order generator, and I might fumble through it the first couple of times, so I hate to keep them waiting a long time.
All right, you're both free to go, and I can say I'll see you on August the 26th when it's really gonna be hot outside, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, thank y'all, folks. And be careful and be safe out there. And if for some reason something has to be clarified, the ad light, just let the ad lighter know, hey, this is not working. We need to get back before the judge ahead of time. Mr. Brimhall can get y'all back in here faster, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Either one of you, thank you. We're off the record.
All right.
Have
Your
a
Honor.
happy and safe 4th of July. And again, ma'am, that's the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Sundays of the month.
Mhm.
And starting this coming Sunday, okay?
All righty, thank you.
Thank you. We're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I thought he didn't see it. He fucking saw the whole time her getting her hair did. He sends kudos to the hairdresser. Wow. Wow. Amazing. I'm sorry about this. I'm working on it, Bill. I'm basically working doubles this week, so I am a little bit busy. There's 2 shows for Credence and Mikey tonight, so check them out. Bill says next case. I'm sorry. I don't have another case. I have to go to work. But I love you guys so much. Seriously, thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor, go fuck with the algorithm a little bit with YouTube Daddy. Watch some videos, like some videos, leave the comments. It's more valuable than you can imagine. Seriously. And it's free. Anyways, do me a favor, remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.